The funeral, it was awful. The coffin slides between these two red curtains, and all I could think about was how many other people must have burned in there, and that unless they're really good at sweeping, there's probably still pieces of other people still in there with him, and I wondered who they were and what their families thought about when the curtains shut. Mum did a reading. She was in a total state, like crying so much she could barely even get the words out. Which was actually a blessing, because the poem she chose was rubbish. Yeah, he would have hated it. And relatives I never see saying empty things like, oh, wasn't it a lovely service? And I'm like, oh, you know, my mum cried so much she couldn't even string a sentence together. Oh, and then they burned my dad in a fire. So lovely's not really the word I'd use for it. No. No. Obviously, I didn't say that. I made the tea. People can't talk to you if you're busy making tea, and if they try, you just say sugar, like that, and then they get all distracted. I went into the garden just to get some fresh air, and Mum's there, crying again. I go back inside, not to my room, and I don't come down again until the morning, and I feel bad. I mean, I feel really bad. Like, I should apologise to Mum and, you know, make us breakfast or something. So I go into the kitchen, and Dad's there. Just on the kitchen table, in his urn. So I'm gonna have to be the one to, I decide to take him to his study. I mean, I half imagine I'm gonna walk in there and see him leaning over a pile of workbooks in his dressing gown. It's just stupid, isn't it? I can hold him in one hand. I can hold this great man, my dad, in one hand. I can feel him. He feels cold. The thing about my dad is he was an explorer. Well, not literally, of course. He was a geography teacher, but in his mind, and not one of the shitty TV explorers who, you know, drink piss for the cameras. No, one of the old school explorers, blank bits on the map kind of explorer. That's who he really was inside, not some, you know, lame geography teacher. He was my dad. That's what someone should have said about him at the funeral. That's what I should have said about him.